questions for Coach Hauk, and then once we're out of questions for him, Sam will take some questions, and then if Dante makes it up, he will get some questions as well. But Coach, we'll just start with you. Tough opening game. How do you feel like your team is prepared after fall camp heading down to South Dakota?
Well, we're excited to be into the season. I think that our players would agree it's been a pretty arduous off season. They've worked really hard, and we're at that juncture where they want to play somebody else. So I think the last 8+ months have been really productive for our team, and I'm, it's Monday, but I'm excited to watch them play this weekend, and I think we have a great test on the road. We'll see how we perform, but all indicators are that our guys are ready to go.
Questions for Coach?
What's just the general scouting report on South Dakota? First, start with their offense. I know they have a returning starter at quarterback, so what have you seen of South Dakota's offense?
Yeah, it starts with their quarterback. He's a really fine player. He threw for a ton of yards throughout his career, a lot last year. They have all their skill players back for the most part on that side of the ball, so they'll be hard to get a handle on. They have the ability to put points up in bunches, and I think when your best player is your quarterback, it makes you a dangerous football team offensively.
Coach Nielsen's in his 4th year now in South Dakota. How have you crossed paths with him before, and what marks his teams in general? What do they do well?
Well, Coach Nielsen does a great job. First and foremost, he's a good man. He's a solid person, and he runs his team the way it should be run. As he's worked his way up through the ranks, he's had great success. He's always done it the right way, and I don't know him as well as I do some of my close friends, but I have a lot of respect for him and know him well enough to know how he operates. He just does a great job, and they'll be solid on the field, offense, defense, special teams, and they'll be coached right, and he just runs a really fine, well-run, well-oiled the program that's got great structure and great base for all the players.
What are you looking for week 1 out of your team?
We just need to go execute. We need to play. First games are certainly interesting. We just want to look sharp. We want to take care of the football and play a good, sharp game in all 3 phases.
You mentioned first games being sort of industry. You guys have put in so much work, 9 months worth to get to this point. How do you help the guys kind of ease the nerves early on? And what about first games makes them interesting?
Well, you don't know. I don't think you know your team until they play some. And so, as I mentioned a minute ago, I'm excited to watch our guys play. I really have a high regard for the people on our team, just as individuals, and how much they enjoy playing for and with each other. So just kind of excited to see them play. And as I responded to the earlier question, we need to go execute our plays in all 3 phases. And if we do that, we'll have a chance to win.
Sometimes in the first game it could be playing up or maybe playing down, but this is a like opponent and part of the Missouri Valley Big Sky Challenge. Does that add an element to a first game of the season?
I don't know. They're all big to us. Doesn't really matter who you play. Being on the road probably is different around here. I guess in the last few years they've been all home games, but they're a quality opponent, and that's kind of where it starts and ends for us.
What stands out to them defensively?
Well, they have the one defensive end. 44 is a preseason All-American. He's a good player. I was watching him the other day over the weekend, and he reminds me of Nick Peach from Eastern a few years back. That's who he reminds me of. I don't know if it's just the red and white uniform. Just watching him move and how he comes out of his stance. Now he's pretty relentless trying to get to the quarterback. He's a good player. He's the guy that they rely on for playmaking. So it starts with him. We don't really know what to expect out of their defense, to tell you the truth. We don't have a good handle on what they're going to be running schematically. So we're gonna have to figure that out.
given that they do have a new defensive coordinator?
Yeah,
does that make
that's what I said.
Does that make the preparation tougher, or how do you respond to that?
Yeah, if not tougher, if not impossible. We don't know.
Do you rely on in-game adjustments then, since you are kind of going into the game blind?
Yeah, I mean, it'll probably be all in-game adjustments from play for Series 1 on. Just got to see what they're going to do and figure it out.
What's unique about playing in a dome and maybe in Vermillion in particular?
Well, I've never been there. I think this one's got some construction going on. I don't know. It'll be interesting. But we've played in this league. You play in domes, so it's not a new experience to anyone on this team. But I haven't been there. Some guys on the staff have been, so we'll check it out. It'll be a lot like going to places in this conference.
Does South Dakota remind you of anybody you guys played last year?
I don't know.
Or
I'd have to think of that.
Do they remind you of anybody just in general, stylistically, what they look like?
Well, yeah. I mean, a lot of teams they have a lot of RPO game and that stuff, which 80% of the teams in college football are using in some form or fashion. So I would say not anyone in particular, but again, we talked about Coach Nielsen. It's kind of about how they do business, and they're going to be solid from A to Z.
With that construction going on, there's not going to be any fans sitting in the stands on the side of the field you guys are on. They're all going to be on the other side. How do you prepare the team for that and just that unique quietness on that side?
No, we can go practice out here. There won't be anybody in the stands this afternoon.
I don't know if you caught any of the Florida-Miami game, but to me it was really sloppy. It seemed like both teams kind of had some first week, sloppiness, jitters. How do you kind of prepare your team to go out and, week 1 ready to go?
Well, that's why you practice, and that's why we push our guys pretty hard in practice to make sure they can operate at game speed. Our practices aren't glorified walkthroughs. We try to play at game speed and simulate that as best we can. Do your best.
Specifically, what sort of progress have you seen out of your guys' offensive unit over the last 8 or 9 months?
Well, I think everybody's more comfortable in their assignments. They're more comfortable as their roles evolve. Certainly, we have quite a few guys returning, which never hurts. I think a lot of it's probably the off-season program and how much more physically ready we are to be in a physically combative sport.
Sammy, you were kind of nodding along with some of that game speed practice, that practices are at full game speed. Do you have anything to add to that going into week 1?
Not really. We practice hard. We work hard every day, and that's just how we go into every week.
How much are you looking forward to playing somebody else?
I think we're all looking forward to playing somebody else, but we still got a couple of days of work to put in before we get to that point, so it's just one day at a time, stacking the bricks until Saturday comes.
Sammy, you guys as a wide receiving group are very, very talented and also very diverse in your skill sets. Do you think that adds an advantage to you going against a defense that you really don't know what they're going to bring, but like maybe you might have an answer in a variety of ways for whatever comes along?
I think it does play in our advantage, but just like Coach said, we don't really know. So, it's going to be in-game adjustments, and I think experience will play a part in that. But, we got to work hard, and nothing's going to be given to us. So, just got to be ready for anything.
Sammy, how much does it help when you're in a game where you might have to make a lot of in-game adjustments that pretty much this entire offense has been here before, and how much does that help that you guys have been through games together as a group?
I think it just helps us know more that we've all been here together, just knowing together that we've all been there. I think that just helps us be more comfortable with each other, knowing that this guy to the left has been there before and this guy to my right has been there before. I just think that just helps our camaraderie, really.
How would you describe your guys' attitude or confidence heading into this year? I don't really know how to explain it. We work hard, just ready to get at it.
we're just ready to prove ourselves, really. I don't really know if I could put a one word on our attitude or confidence, but just ready.
You're always going to be excited for a first game of the year. Is there an added, level though of excitement about this particular game, knowing that the result of this is going to have an impact on the national landscape early in the season?
No, we don't. I wouldn't say we try to put any extra added attention on any one opponent. I mean, every game is important. Just like Coach said, every game is big, and we treat it all the same. Every game is a big game, and every win in college football is a big win. So, I mean, it's hard to get a win in college football. Coach Hack says this on a daily basis. It's hard to get a win in college football. So, I mean, every game is a big game.
You've got balls here from a number of different quarterbacks. What's it been like to go through an entire offseason with Dalton and having, obviously played with him last year, but now you've gotten all that work in the offseason coming into this. What's your comfort level with him as a quarterback?
I mean, our comfort level is great. We work hard. We put in the work. We put in the hours. We put in the overtime over the summer. And, I mean, it's great. I feel like the comfort level is great.
Sammy, how would you kind of grade fall camp and the progress you guys made the last few weeks?
Grade it pretty well. I mean, just like I said, I mean, we work hard. We're a hard-working group. We know what we have to do. We know what has been put on us, and we know what we want to do as a team. So, I mean, we work hard every day, and, I mean, I'll continue to say we just put in the work, and that's all we know how to do. We put our head down and we grind, and that's what this group has tried to show all offseason and fall camp.
What has you most excited about this year?
The fact that I get to play football. I mean, we play this game so that we can go and we just love the game. So, I mean, I'm just excited to play football against somebody else, really.
Anybody else?
Coach, I was going to ask Dante this, but we don't have him, it seems like.
He's all right. We need him Saturday.
He got off to a blistering hot start last season. And, I mean, I think he won either National Player or Big Sky Player of the Week 2 straight weeks to start the year. But this year, obviously, he's a lot more known, making I don't know how many national lists. He's not kind of coming out of nowhere anymore. Do you expect him to kind of have the same start he had last season?
Well, we expect him to play well, and certainly for our defense to be successful, he's our best player, I think. I think we have numerous good players, but he's probably our best player at this point. And for us to have success on defense, he needs to make plays. So, yeah, we expect him to make plays.
What do you think of Andrew Luck retiring?
I'm a little lost. I don't pay much attention. You guys, know better than that. But where was I? I don't know. My son handed me his Twitter thing. I said, yeah, it's too bad. He's a good player. Maybe he can come here.
All good?
See you.